that it's going to look like it's not going to work out, but it works out. That's how I see it now. Yeah. This is faith in mind. Why would you want a misperception to convince you things cannot happen? If you would stop and sit with nothing instead of starting to judge nothing as nothing, you would see that it's everything. You would really have rest. You would have like an ease and comfort that wasn't produced by effort. It would just come over you. It was almost like the horse is finally in front of the cart and now it works. Yeah. You know what you need to do when you need to do it, and you never do anything to be what you are. Can you imagine if we were on a 10-day retreat? I would have walked out the first day as the teacher and admit, fucking take all your money back because I'm fucking misleading you in a sense. Yeah. You're assuming something that I should correct. You're assuming I have a lot to do with this. I have nothing fucking to do with it. Yeah. You're doing it. I saw a teacher that could have been a fraud. It didn't matter. 2,000 people would go and you would feel fucking great. Was it emanating from the teacher? I don't think so. It was emanating from us. Yeah. We are what we're looking for. What happens is if it's a teacher and they're not here, what happens then? My feeling is, and I don't want it to happen, but in one way I do, is I'm obsolete. I hope to become obsolete for you, and then it just becomes enjoyment. Yeah? We just get together, and this is an act of dreaming ourselves out of the dream, which is great. Yeah? Because if this is true, everyone who's sharing it is going to be obsolete. The seed assignment is going to run out unless you keep getting new people in, new people and new people in, because basically it's always an introductory offer. You're just pointing something out, and if that isn't pointed out, all the other pointing fucking goes nowhere. Yeah, it's like we were talking at lunch, the eightfold noble path of Buddhism. So first it's the four basic truths, whatever. What is it? Suffering, malaise. So there's a dissatisfaction, yeah? And what's causing the dissatisfaction is supposed to be desire. Now my feeling, it's really desire to become and unbecome. And the dissatisfaction is generated by the mental state. So the mental state in selfing has a desire to become a self. And the mental state in selfing does another move, which is it desires to become what it thinks it is, unbecome what it thinks it is, which it isn't. But by thinking it wants to unbecome it, it points to being it again, yeah? So there's a desire to become, and there's a desire to unbecome. It's like the mental slinky. It goes this way, and it generates the next movement. So there's a desire to become, which it can never fulfill. Mental state is never going to create a self, like the Course in Miracles says. The man of mind makes, and the mind of God creates. The mental state is only making. That's all seemingly so. It's making it seem so, but it cannot make it so. That's the greatest relief, is the relief that it can never complete its mission. And we're starting from the point that it's already completed its mission, and we'd like to get relief from it. It can never complete the mission. It is never going to become a self. It's in the act of desiring to become a self. And it's the act of desiring to unbecome of self it thinks it is. That's all it's doing. It's agitation begetting agitation. Yeah? So if you look at it this way, so the malaise that we're in is based on the desire to become and unbecome. Yeah? And then it says, all right, then the solution is what? What's the solution? That's the third noble truth. I forgot. What is it? So what happens is you have to get out of the suffering, yes? And then it says there's the eightfold path. And the eightfold path, if it's a path, is linear. Yeah, just like the 12 steps is linear. So the eightfold path goes like this. It says right view, and then right livelihood, right understanding, right this, right that, and there's 7 more. And so what many of us are involved in, we're trying to make the view right by meditation. So we're meditating like crazy with the hopes it will produce the right view. But what produces the right view is the right view. And that's what produces right meditation. The rightness migrates from the view into the practice. The practice doesn't produce the right view. The right view migrates. The right of the view migrates into livelihood, understanding, everything like that. The understanding isn't going to produce the right view. The meditation isn't going to produce the right view. But the right view will illuminate meditation. It will illuminate understanding. It will illuminate livelihood. And the right view in Buddhism is non-self. That there is no long-lasting, independent, separate entity. It's an organizing principle by an insane mental state trying to make sense of this dreaming. With that in place, like we were saying then, it changes everything. Because now you don't enter a path to end up somewhere. You're entering the path as an expression of the what? Right view. Instead of using the path to try to get to a right view, it's just your seed assignment and you're expressing it. You're expressing the right view. That's totally different. Completely different. It's a completely different direction. That's all we're attempting to say. Just if the direction is seen to be false, that's the self-correction. You don't have to look for the right direction. Just see the basic premise as being off, and the onness will become obvious. You don't have to find the obvious after you see that you're not that which is seeking the obvious. If you're not that which is seeking the obvious, the finding out just gets blown out of the water. How are you going to find what you're already on? The only reason why you've been looking for it is based on a false fucking condition. Question that. When that changes, you are what you've been looking for. End of story. The seeker is the sought. End of story. The seeker of the sought doesn't have book 2, The Seeker and the Sought, or book 3, or the advanced copy of The Seeker is the Sought. It's a simple proclamation that ends all other fucking talk. The seeker is the sought. A 24-week seminar of the seeker. It would take 5 minutes. Hey, come on in. Oh, I just left. I quit my job. No, you've got 5 minutes. You can take a lunch break and get this. The seeker is the sought. See you later. But we don't have any faith in mind. We don't. We don't have any faith that we can get it because we've already gotten it. We are it. It doesn't take much to trigger what's already so. It doesn't. It takes a huge amount of effort to make something that's not so seem to be so. This isn't efforting. It's not. And the thoughts are you've lost it, far out. Thoughts are you're closer to it than ever, far out. It's all fucking fantasy. You've never, how can you be close or far from everywhere? Is there a location you want to get to in everywhere from everywhere? Is there a special everywhere and everywhere? Is there? Feel it in the room. It's just permission, fucking finally to chill out. Yeah, you just sit here and you know, acceptance can never, acceptance is a result. Something changes and then there's acceptance. Yeah. For me, the big change was when I saw that this wasn't me, I could accept it completely. There was no acceptance for this when it was called me. There was the demand to get better or to hide that I wasn't better, shit like that. There was tons of fucking work to cover up whatever I thought was showing. Yeah? But when I saw it wasn't me, it's the Urban Renewal Project stopped. All that budget that was going to defending this imaginary face was released to spend on now. Yeah? So I'm completely interested in Saturday for no other reason than I'm here. That everything, every moment has value because I'm in it. That which is seeing is the most value of all value. I never remember any talk that's ever come through. It's like nothing fucking happened. When I leave here, it'll be like I wasn't even in Toronto. I just left a 6-year relationship about a year ago. I swear, it feels like it never fucking happened. Never, completely. Yet it had tons of meaning, tons of exchanges of love, but now it's actually totally erased completely. It's fucking weird in a sense. It's like walking with no footprint. It's just really, really cool. And these talks is like a big emptiness. I can't make anything out of it. People say, do you enjoy it? I don't enjoy it. I don't like it. I don't not like it. It's just fucking suspended time, really. But I do know when this moves through, every other concern I was having about this is gone. Like that. Like it never happened. Would I want to call this my original face or that which shows up that doesn't have a face? If you met what was before or you realize you're not that which is after, how could you call this you when you've seen this you from you? This is what happened with realizations for me. I had many realizations, and you'd get clearer and shit like that. Like the aperture would open up and you'd be clear. Of course, no one else was as clear as you and all this. It's all specialness, but it would open up. But this one, with this message, went like this. Before that, I had big realizations like this, but this one went like this. And then I saw this, the idea of I had all these other realizations as a mental state. I saw what I called the Alpha Omega. My whole life was built on me being this point. I saw it from another point. And this was definitely in front of the camera, and I was seeing it definitely from behind the camera. And this wasn't appearing behind the camera. So which is which? Is the egg before the chicken, or is the chicken before the egg? I went that way. That is what I am. I am the seeing of what I'm not. How can you argue? How could that which is after be the before of all befores? If you see what you've called you, how could it be you? If you saw it, how could it be you? The only thing dawned on me was I am the seeing of what I'm not. There's not a seer, there's not a divine being, there's just being and seeing and hearing and feeling and tasting and touching and smelling and thinking and da-da-da-da-da. There is no point where it stops or starts. There's no thinker, there's no feeler, there's no doer. There's just doing and thinking and feeling and swaying and doing all this constantly. There's no entrance or exit. You never get into it and you never get out of it. And when it ends, it's like it never happened, because you're the only happening there is. And you know where you end up? Right fucking here. As ordinary as you can be. And there's no Saturday like this Saturday. And as soon as this Saturday's over, it'll be forgotten. And there'll be no Sunday like this Sunday. As soon as that's gone, there'll be no Monday like this Monday. Yet Monday will not intrude on Saturday. Wednesday will not intrude on Sunday. 2018 will not intrude on 2017. 2012 will not intrude on 2017. You'll have an immunity to what's not happening. And you will never be gypped again. You're never going to miss anything. I heard this message and something's happened. It was an unspoken yes. And it didn't really take that much, so I don't believe it has to take much. Yeah, I heard something, I entertained it, I bolstered it by a couple of books. I went to some people I thought I respected who were sharing this, saw them, not forever, but for a while, and then just entertained it. Not as an action, but my mind, that's its nature, is entertaining. Just let it take, when the period would show up, it would write over the period. When I put the end of the paragraph, it would just go fucking to the next page. There was no stopping it. And when I would report what was happening, I would tell people it's like knowing something before knowing anything. I'm so fucking sure of this, but I have no evidence to be sure of it. Yeah? And there was like I took the authority that was being demonstrated. I believed it, and I let my spiritual pants stay down. I didn't pull them back up and just see how it was going to be without those pants on. And it worked out fucking fine for me. And I didn't get punished, I didn't blow it, I didn't do anything like that. And a huge amount of permission and a relaxation you can't get through 50 massages came over me. And it's like everything just dropped down to another level of Malaise type relaxation. Everything looked exactly the same, but it was sort of like a dog head. You're going, what? Everything. And after a period of time, I could get one of the reports from the sentient little action figure. Hey, something's happened to me. And I'm traveling lighter. I was in this situation before, and it really flipped me out. Now it's not seemingly flipping me out anymore. I know, and it started noticing. It started noticing the comet by the trail of the comet. It's that so fucking late, really. Yeah. But I could see something had radically shifted that couldn't be produced by any effort. It had radically shifted in its own radical not shifting. You know what I mean? Just and it was like all that jello just stopped. So there's that statement in Zen, first there is the mountain, then there is no mountain, then there is mountain. But how I saw it was, first there is no mountain, then there's a mountain, then there is no mountain, then there's the mountain again. But first there is no mountain. Yeah? Yeah. That's what motivates me, I guess, to share. It's not a good business idea, because really, you can't stretch this out. You know what I mean? How are you going to make this a month-long retreat? I'd have to have people meditating most of the day. Well, maybe they'd see me like a half an hour and pay $3,000 to basically sit with themselves in a nice location. How could someone sit there for 10 days knowing this or being this? I just don't get it. I don't see. This is sort of like, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. So to speak, boom. Yeah. All right, now you're living. I mean, isn't it intense enough a day? Why do we have to go on an intensive? You want to make more intense than this is? Look at poor Coco. She got hot miso soup poured on her. Should we stage that and call it a retreat? All right, get the miso soup. Oh, look at how spontaneous you are. Oh yes, I got it. That's why we say to people, the talks keep getting shorter and shorter, because it keeps getting streamed down more and more and more and more. And you know where Ramana was, and then he broke out of it to talk? You're going to end up not talking. You're going to go the other way. You're going to keep talking, and then it's just going to dribble off into fucking no talking. But if the right view's there, you won't have a sense it's you in silence. You'll have a seeing of its silence. There's a you appearing in silence, not you in silence. The silence, you'll be appearing in it, yes? It'll just be different, a different feeling. You'd be here and just love satsang. Just love the sense of it, yeah? We have a meeting in the city in a beautiful church. If no one shows up, I stay there anyway for an hour. It's so gorgeous. In San Francisco, it's good, gorgeous. Just sit there. I don't need anyone to go to satsang. I'll just have satsang where I am. Just sit there and entertain. Entertain what's prior to what we're talking about. So any questions today? The question should be, why did I come? No, we want that to happen around 5:30 tomorrow. I gotta keep the business going. I think I can fool you for 2 days, but by the 7th day of retreat, I would have just said, fuck it. Let's all divvy up the money and go somewhere. Go to a sauna or something. Wouldn't you really? You'd say, oh, fuck it, folks, take the money. I can't do this anymore. I can't sit another 10 days. That would be cool, wouldn't it? If someone just got up and said, fuck it, you know, you are what you're looking for. Good luck. All right, well, any questions, please? We gotta inspire me with something. Yes?
Yeah, why is it that we can hear this message for some people 20 years, they can hear, they can read, and some not so long, and they just get it like that. I know people, like my girlfriend example, listened to you the last week and just got it like that.
She paid for the premium.
Yeah.
That's the whole problem. She
Yeah.
got the secret handshake.
So why do you think that some people get it? Like,
I don't know. I don't even know. I don't think anyone gets it, really. How can you get what you already are? You just get that you're not something. That's really what you get. You get that you're not something. You can get that, but you can't get what you are.
well, even that's hard to see for some people.
Well, how do we know if there's some people, really? Yeah. Who knows? I think dreaming is taking its sweet time, because it's going to use the dreaming to dream itself out of the dream, and it's not in a hurry, maybe. Right? And then if you end up out of what you think you're in, when you're out of it, it shows that you were never in it anyway. So did you miss anything? If right now, in time, you ran into a big slice of no time, as soon as you entered the water of no time, it would negate all the reality of time, like that, yeah? So the longing you felt you had while in time, hoping for timelessness, if timelessness dawned, all that longing would be negated. There would never have been any longing or waiting or anything. It always erases everything. I mean, it erases as far as the mental eye can see, the past and the future. Just goes, shit. It's like, this has always been this way. That's usually how it translates. So you're sitting there and you get a free sample, and it's sort of like, it's always been this way. Now the movie may start up again, but you glimpsed, yes? And it usually is a totally inclusive negation. So therefore, all your longing out the window, all your patience out the window, all you not getting it out the window, all people getting it before you out the window. Yeah, like that. And so if something that seems so real could be erased in no time, how real could it have been? Let the clue take you farther. It's like in AA, we get to a point where you're listening to people share, and it sure sounds like they have your thoughts and your feelings and your reactions to life, and you're right at the, I've seen it at meetings where people are going, oh, it's amazing how everyone thinks like I do here. I feel so comfortable, and you did things I did. And I'm going, yeah, I wish I could just kick them off the cliff and go, how could they be my thoughts if you have them? How could they be my feelings alone if everyone's having the same feelings? Let the next step go. The conclusion, the clue isn't concluded. It's It's inciting entertainment. Let the entertainment run off the cliff. See what happens. What kind of conclusion can you come to if everyone is sharing your thoughts and your feelings and your reactions to life? They mustn't be yours. And what? If they're not yours, what kind of possibility arises out of that possibility? Tons of possibilities. If they're not yours, their influence over you will diminish. If they're not yours, then maybe the idea of being the thinker is a thought that's not yours. Yes? Possibilities just roll out. We want to stop too fast. We want to hear this message and then go see another person talking about it 3 hours from now. We don't let any fucking thing cook. Nothing needs to simmer like a pot roast. You can't just keep pouring more nothing on it. You've got more than enough nothing. Let it fucking cook. You don't have to throw another fire on the fucking on the fire. It's self-firing. Just warm there. If you mix everything up, you don't get fucking anything. I'm the only, and where I do talks, I'm the only monogamous in the whole meeting. All the people that see me cheating constantly with other people, I'm always joking about it, but in a weird way, and then they maybe think I have something they don't have, but I'm only the monogamous. So okay, maybe you should stay on one point and see where it takes you. Instead of having 30 trumpets playing the one point, just stay on the one point for a while. See if that works. Because obviously it's not working seeing tons of people, because you're still seeing more tons of people. If you haven't heard the song, why would you want to buy 30 renditions of it? If you haven't actually heard the message, why do you want to buy 30 other messages? Hear the message and see what happens. Collecting the records doesn't mean you've danced. You just have the fucking records.
I like what you said the other day about the observed and the observing of that what is observed cannot do the observing. And basically what I got out of it is what I am is the observing, not the observed.
Yes.
So everything that I can observe is it's just showing up and being just like, and again that metaphor you used about the movie screen, you know, being unaffected by what's playing on it, whether it's a love story or a war story or a horror story or whatever story, it comes, it goes, and stuff like that. So to have that appreciation of, you know, be that screen, not be that screen, you are that screen.
Yeah. Well, the Hawaiian Post statement is whatever can be perceived cannot be perceiving.
That's it.
So he basically erases all the pieces off the game board, and then you see the real game. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a beautiful statement. That's one that sets off tons of fucking entertainment. You write a whole scripture around that one statement, your head will. The mind, I mean. Yeah? It gets that. That's like fucking superfood. It tastes that and it just goes, more so than 800 pages could incite. Boom! Or like the Buddha you cannot seek the Buddha as the Buddha, yes? The Buddha cannot seek the Buddha. Light cannot seek light. Mind cannot seek mind. Nothing will ever fucking happen. Why would the Buddha seek the Buddha anyway? It must be seemingly identified as something other than the Buddha to make the Buddha so attractive that it's willing to seek for it. Yeah? So just see what you're not, and you'll realize what we're doing is we're the Buddha seeking to find the Buddha. Yeah? Wouldn't that stop you in your tracks? It's absurd. Why would the Buddha seek for the Buddha if it's the Buddha? Yeah. These are like cryptic little statements, but they're worth so much more than hundreds of freaking books. Because they rely on the mind to do the rest, yeah? They don't have to spell everything out. They say one little thing, the mind receives it and just fucking adds volumes to it, yeah? Volumes and volumes, like an avalanche of sense-feltness, of the so-ness of what you've heard. You don't have to go to a follow-up class and be convinced. It's just went in, yeah? And you know it beyond knowing. That's true. That's so. Like that which is vibrating right now is that which is always available at all times. Always available. As long as you're here, it's here. If what you call Paul is here, it's here. And Paul will be interrupted millions of times, and this will never be interrupted. And Paul will have thought that it started and stopped, and this has never started or stopped. Which one is which? Is the truth appearing in Paul, or is Paul an appearance in truth? Put the horse in front of the cart. When they say the kingdom of heaven is within you in the Bible, if you hear it from the body point of view, it seems like the kingdom of heaven is pretty small, with like parallel parking, only takes 10 cars. If it's in me as a body, give me a fucking break. It says the kingdom of heaven and everything else is within you. Everything, hell, everything is within us, yeah? But you can read it, if you see it from the wrong place, it sounds like, the kingdom of heaven is within me, like it's my kingdom. No, fucking no. You're like a mist blowing through its turret, yeah? It's not even, the sentinels don't even notice it. It's all fucking dreaming. We're all going to go to sleep tonight. It's all going to be forgotten. The Etch-a-Sketch will be shook up, and tomorrow other lines will happen, and the head will riff on what it all means. And it's all blows up like sand the next day, and you'll do it again. And the meaning you give will be based on the condition you think you're in. So you'll see threats when there are no threats, or you'll see joy where there doesn't seem to be any. It's all possible based on our condition, not on outside conditions. Our condition is what produces the sense of the outside condition. The outside condition doesn't produce our condition. If I had like a stick, like in Zen, we'd all be hit right now. Me too. I'd be the first one hit. I would cut my head off first and then cut all your fucking heads off. And let them roll. Yeah? And I bet you when they stop, there'd be a big smile. Coco, you have any questions? Why did that miso soup fall on me?
I do.
Do you?
Yeah. How is it that you can have it like, and then it comes back, you're back in it, and it's like you forgot. And you don't forget, but there's, like it had nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with me. It just happened, remember? A couple years ago.
Yeah.
You probably don't remember.
I do.
But, okay, so how is that? What is, like, so is it that grace just decides, it gave me a glimpse, and that's, like, it just, I don't know, that's puzzling, sort of.
Well, the thing is that you feel like you lost it. That's imaginary.
Well, it was, yeah, because it's like, yeah, because I saw it from,
Yes, but the story about it is from here.
okay,
You saw it from there,
Yeah.
which was clean and pure and unclaimed.
right,
But now, in time, you've claimed it, and you're seeing it from here.
okay.
So you feel like you've lost it or something. But from here, you never lost it or had it. But from here, it seems like you lost it. So the camera just goes like this all day. That's the dreaming, yeah? Like if you're doing a movie, sometimes there's a long shot, sometimes there's a close-up, yeah? But it's the same space, isn't it? Yeah. Let's say here, the aperture is constantly moving. It's like this, going like this. Dun, 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 dun. But then this, it's also an aperture here that's wide open and never moves. So there's infinitely seeing while there's all this looking. And this looking is conditional based on a lot of different things. So when you're looking this way, it seems like you're really far away from there. But when you see this from there, it doesn't seem like you're far away from anything. Yeah? But if you see this from here, then it seems like you're far away from it. But this is always available. This is made up. Yeah? All this gyration is made up. You think you're close, then you think you're far, But this is always wide open, and its shutter responds to light, and it's always light. The aperture is always open, yeah? Wide open. Always. Here. Now, this is like, we're in this world, supposedly, like Jesus says, but we're not of this world. So we're of, and yet we're in, but we're not of in, we're of that. And realizing you're not truly in here is where the relief comes from the of. So the of now starts influencing the in, and it allows it to be traveled lighter through. But when you look at the of from the in, you want to pull some of into the in to get an advantage. That doesn't work. What I'm looking for is not in this place, it's of that which is seen. And you'll come to know that when it comes through. You'll realize that what you've been looking for. You were looking in, trying to find it, and getting disappointed, and blaming a truck that can't take that delivery as for not delivering it. A woman is not going to save me. Yeah. She is not my higher power. That's way too much emphasis. Nor am I going to save anybody. Yeah? But so I'm looking for what can only come from the of in. And hopefully even that will be used. You'll get so disappointed, you'll stop looking in and you'll get a hit of the of. So no matter how bad something looks, it's being used to dream yourself out of here. Everything is. Not one of us is not in the activity of dreaming ourselves out of this dream right now. Satsang is a dreaming oneself out of the dream. This is happening as things in a room, in a place, but we're using the dream to dream ourselves out of the dream. What a beautiful, beautiful statement. Yeah. That's a nice story. If you're going to have a story, that's the one I have. It's one of the nicest sayings I ever read in the Course, which is, you and I are the dreaming of the dream, and we're going to dream ourselves out of the dream. And as we do, the dream will get happier. Yeah, it's beautiful. And as it says, no matter what you're doing, if mind intends it to work, big M mind, it will work. You can get liberated through shoemaking, you can get liberated as a barista, you can get liberated as a monk, whatever, because you are already in that condition, and it's going to be played out as you getting into the condition. Yeah? So that which is can seem to happen in time. It's beautiful. Yeah? If I had anyone that was really suffering and dying, and you could just say, bro, you know, you're just going to be dreaming yourself out of this dream. You're doing it right now, and it's going to get happier. And I bet you they'd have a smile on their face if they passed away, because it would be such a great relief, you know, that what you called invaluable and thwarted my intentions has all been used. Every failure has been a success. Everything is being used, because you are the greatest fucking recycling event of all time. You can make diamonds out of shit, the mind. It can. If you surrender whatever you believe happened to it, it will use that which we would call in recovery the worst thing that ever happened to us, and turn it into the best thing that ever happened to us. That's unbelievable. That's dreaming yourself out of the dream. And I'm telling you, it's happening. I think that's it, eh? Let it go, Coco. We usually film Coco. It happened to her. Why not to you? Come to the next meeting.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah.
Who was the time? Oh, yeah. Some people came to me when Coco was exhibiting some kind of symptoms like this at a talk a few years ago. And they were really, really like, wow, that's unbelievable. What's happening to her? I said, oh yeah, I paid her $15. She comes to every meeting, and if the meeting isn't going well, I give her a high sign. She starts laughing uncontrollably. And everyone, oh. We want proof. I was with this Course in Miracle group, the most demonstrative event I've ever been in. People were having Kundalini events every fucking day. You'd be at these meetings, and one woman was in the corner going, woo, woo, woo. Others were walking like Frankenstein in trances. It's like fucking shit was happening. And I thought, at that point, real spirituality was demonstrable. It would show itself as energy and everything. And I was totally fucking, wow, amazed at it all. And I would feel the Kundalini. We'd play music after the talk, and we'd be going like this, a light inversion, and it was coming in, the light, it was great. And my girlfriend was the biggest light junkie of the whole facility. She'd been there for 5 years. I mean, she was bright like a fucking electric company. I mean, just go off like fucking joy exuding out every pore of her skin. And then she told me after 5 years it didn't mean anything. And that was fucking, she saved me so much time. She did. She did. I just got it. I went, thank you so fucking much. And then I left. We so want it to be real in the way we want it to be real. When it's just fucking ordinary, always available at all times. It's so ordinary, you want to make it special. It's like dog shit awareness. Yeah, you're just awake to being awake. That's all. You can seem to be awake to it, or you can seem not to be awake to it. It doesn't change the fact that you're awake. But here you can seem not to be awake, or you can seem to be awake. Those are the options. But it doesn't change the fact. And I think one way goes better than the other, really.
Okay, they gotta get some hot soup therapy.
We'll have a vat of miso.
Pour it on,
The
baby.
scolding will happen from 3 to 4. So we'll scold everybody. And you'll get some sushi. Then we'll bless the miso and pass it around. You'll go home and burn yourself in Niscagua or whatever. Oh, London. Is it happening? Maybe it should be hotter. It worked for her. Maybe I need Paul to do it. Let's get a hose of hot miso. We just video you going, wow, I'm going to those meetings. Then my sidekick would be holding the hose. There's Joey. Joey was scolded 8 years ago. He got it. He doesn't need any more scolding. I got the scars to show him. I really woke up that day. I have a desire to be near tofu. All right, well, that's it, eh? I got Canada now. I always say A now in all my talk. That's the one thing I brought back to America. I go A all the time. Everyone's asking what? I go, that's fucking Canada.
Canadian hillbilly for you.
A? Yeah.
And sorry.
What?
I apologize too, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Forget the sorry.
I haven't gotten that one yet. It's A. A? All right, well, I hope everyone comes back tomorrow. Isn't it fun, eh? You gotta realize you got the best humorous non-duality person. We have the best skits.
We're here for the jokes.
Of them all. You know what I mean? If we made a collection of the skits, we could put it into like a 2-hour DVD. It would be great. We got the Retreat from Paul skit. We got
Yes.
the fucking spiritual sperm skit. There's some really good ones. So be fun. You gotta be laughing. Laughing is the closest thing, really. You know that? You know how close it is? Laughing. It interrupts all the linear fucking storyline. Just laugh. You know? Such a refreshing wash. It's like a non-wet wave coming over you.
Pooper duper skip.
Hmm?
A pooper duper.
The pooper scooper. Yeah. You know, I actually took a picture near where I live. There's a truck it's the pooper scooper. It's Mr. Will Scoop Your Poop. I swear to God, I have it on my camera. I've been sailing this story about pooper scoopers, and there's actually a pooper scooper. It says pooperscooper.com. I should get that. I wanted to blow that up. That'll be the newest shirt. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
Picture of the pooper scooper. All right. Well, that's it. I think we're gonna go. Oh yeah.